welcome back to Book Break and Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
I am here today in a pretty wintry, Christmassy Wonderland scene with BookTube's Queen of Christmas, Lauren on the book. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thanks for having me. Any chance to spread Christmas cheer, I am there.
Absolutely, I knew. I had to invite you. So we are going to give each other some Christmas presents and also tell you about the Christmas books that we think you should buy for people in your life this Christmas. So should I give you a present first?
Yes,
ready?
please,
You ready?
please,
Ready
please.
for Christmas?
Always me first, always me first.
Always you first. From what I know about Lauren,
Yeah.
there is a particular Christmas tradition that I know you really enjoy.
Okay, yeah, I think I know the tradition.
So, Merry Christmas.
It's heavy.
It is heavy.
Hardback books for Christmas.
Mhm.
Beautiful. I almost don't want to ruin the beautiful wrapping, Emma.
Thank you very much. I did a good job.
I'm going to have to ruin the beautiful
Okay.
wrapping to go for it. Oh, this is so lovely and it is so Christmassy. It is Christmas Poems by Carol Ann Duffy. The Christmas tradition you're alluding to is that Carol Ann Duffy previously has done little, tiny, long-form poems, Christmas ones, every single year, which I love all of them. My favourite one is Another Night Before Christmas.
Okay.
And this is a whole collection of
all
those.
together.
It is so lovely. I wonder if Another Night Before
gorgeous,
Christmas...
isn't
They are all in here because this is the artwork from Another Night Before Christmas. That is the perfect gift.
Well, Merry Christmas.
For Christmas lovers and me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, also, I couldn't forget you.
Oh my
Merry
God.
Christmas!
Thank you very much.
The birds are excited.
The birds are excited. The Ministry of Quizzes.
That is exciting. Nothing says Christmas like a Christmas quiz.
Exactly. And if Lauren is the BookTube Queen of Christmas, I might be the BookTube Queen of Games.
Yep, I agree.
Love a game, love a quiz. This is what I'm going to do all Christmas.
Ask me a question,
Test my friends and family, okay. All right, this is an easy one. Whose 2018 autobiography is titled Becoming?
Michelle Obama.
Correct.
Lovely, 1 point.
Didn't even look at the answers for that one, but I know you're right. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome, thank you very much.
So if you want to spread this much Christmas joy, we've got some more suggestions for you.
I'll put this
Presents that
down.
you could wrap up under the tree.
Let's do it. This is lovely.
It's really nice.
It's really
isn't it?
nice.
Really nice.
It's so pretty.
Okay, do you have a first suggestion?
So the first one I'd like to suggest is The Cat Who Saved Books. Now this is a very sort of, although it's not a Christmas book, there's a very Christmassy vibe around it. It's very magical, warming, and for those people in your life who love books or love books about books, this is perfect because it chronicles a journey that involves saving a lot of books. And as I said, cozy, like not Christmassy, but like warming and like a nice glow about the whole story. So for those who love books, I would definitely recommend this one.
I haven't read it yet, but it sounds just gorgeous.
It's so gorgeous, and I read it on holiday in bed, just warm under a blanket, just thinking this is just perfect and lovely.
Yeah, hints for anyone in my life. I would like that one.
It's going in my Christmas gift guide as well. So there we go.
So my recommendation, a book that you could buy people for Christmas, would be Luster by Raven Leilani.
Big title.
Big title. You may have already heard of it. It was huge. BookTube went nuts for it. The world went nuts for it. And it's now being made into a movie.
Now that is exciting.
Yeah, by Tessa Thompson's production company.
Amazing.
It. So it's going to be a big deal. So if you've got any friends who haven't yet come across it, friends who aren't like in the book biz, so they might not know, give it to them this Christmas and then they'll think you are really cool. Because
Absolutely.
then the movie will get announced and they'll
I've read that book.
Exactly.
That's
Lauren
perfect.
gave it to me.
Lauren gave me that book and I'm going to go and see that film now I've read that book. And you can be that person in the cinema who's like, oh, well, actually in the book.
Exactly, yeah.
So the next one I want to recommend is by Jenny Bayless. Now I read Jenny's Christmas book from last year, The 12 Dates of Christmas, which I believe you also read.
I also read.
She's got another one out this year called The Winter of Second Chances. And I'm not big into this genre, so women's contemporary fiction and sort of romance and things like that isn't my thing, but I loved The 12 Dates of Christmas. If The Winter of Second Chances is anywhere half as good as that, it will be really fun. It's heartwarming, fun.
And this new one looks really cute. It's about a woman choosing between like her first love and then the possibility of a new life.
And all set at Christmas, winter,
all
snow,
set in the winter, all
lovely,
set
hot chocolate.
the Kent coast in the winter.
Which is where I live.
Yeah, fantastic.
I'm going to love it.
Yeah. Then for some non-fiction, you could buy Swan Dive by Georgina Pasco again. So she is the rogue ballerina.
Nice.
First Asian American soloist with the New York City Ballet. So really amazing ballerina, really impressive woman. She's also done loads of activism work, kind of fighting for more equality behind the scenes. So the book, Swan Dive, is this kind of deep dive behind the scenes of the world of ballet, and kind of shows you a bit of the darker side of ballet that you might not know.
Like Black Swan.
Like Black Swan-esque. Just amazing. So anyone who loves watching ballet or is interested in ballet, or even if you didn't know that much about it.
Yeah, because I don't know anything about ballet, but hearing about like the behind the scenes of ballet, I'm into knowing all about that.
Absolutely. It's a whole new world being opened up, and so much change happening behind the scenes over the last few years, kind of the Me Too movement happening within ballet. So a lot of racism that has existed historically within ballet, and a lot of that currently being changed. So really, really interesting.
It sounds amazing, like on the surface about ballet, but just so much stuff going on underneath as well. I am pumped for that one. Stick that one on my Christmas list as well. So next up, exciting fiction book, but also the most beautiful cover. If people are into cover buys, this is there. It's bright, it's beautiful. It's Blackwater Sister by Zencho. So this has this is a story about a woman returning to Malaysia, but before then hearing voices in her head which turn out to belong to her grandmother, which is very, very exciting. Sounds a bit mystical, sounds a bit exciting. Lesbian main character, which I'm always there for, and I mean the cover, Emma, the cover. I'm alluding to there's going to be a cover here, but the cover.
Yeah, it is beautiful, fun fantasy.
Have you read it?
Ghosts. Haven't read it.
Exciting. Stick that on the Christmas list as well.
Beloved by fantasy fans.
Amazing.
Then I've got another really beautiful one, which is Sleepily Ever After. So it's a really cute little collection of bedtime stories for grown ups.
Cute.
So such a nice present. I would definitely buy this for someone like my mum who doesn't sleep very well. She could have it by her bed. It's got stories from classic authors like Oscar Wilde, like Kate Chopin, and it's just a little story you can read every night before bed and then drift off.
Is it a Macmillan's Collector's Library?
Yeah.
And they're beautiful anyway. They're a Christmas gift in themselves, aren't they? Gold and black egg blue,
anything from the Macmillan Collector's Library is always gorgeous. This one looks a little bit different. So I'll put up what the normal MCLs look like. There's a whole range of them, they're beautiful. And then this one is a slightly different hardback style.
Nice.
Yeah. It's gorgeous.
A lovely gift.
It's a really, really nice one. Maybe a nice little stocking one because it's small.
Oh, they are. They're just gorgeous little books. They're so gorgeous.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
So next up is an easy recommendation for me because it is one of my favourite books, Bridget Jones's Diary, and it's the 25th anniversary of the publishing of this book. Now, I've read this so many times over the years, like different times in my life, and I always get something new from it, and I love it. Now, I'm a massive Bridget Jones's Diary fan, you can tell. But
I always think of you with that book. Because I always
I think the story is amazing, but this particular edition, which is gorgeous gold embossed knickers on the front, is so good because it has additional material in there that even I, as a fan who have read all the Bridget Jones's Diaries and had a lovely time with the films and things like that, there's still new stuff in that additional material for me, and stuff that made me laugh and enjoy as much as I did the actual body of the book. So even if you know somebody who has read and loved Bridget Jones's Diary, this new edition is beautiful. And also, if you haven't read it before, then you've got the additional material there as well as a beautifully bound book. So I just can't. It's so gorgeous.
It's a really great way to dive in if you didn't know Bridget Jones before, because she gives it a bit of context as well from present day.
And it's Christmassy as well, Bridget Jones. It starts at Christmas and finishes at Christmas. So although it's a diary that goes the whole year, there's Christmassy vibes in there as well.
Yeah, and it is so funny.
It's so funny.
I reread it this year, and it's just, I forgot quite how funny
Bridget Jones's mother is the most hilarious character I think I've ever read in my life. I love her.
I love the film, and then the book is even funnier than the film.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then a really nice present would be Notes from Your Therapist.
Nice.
So this is a book by Alison Deneen, who runs an Instagram account called @Notes from Your Therapist.
Cool.
And she is a therapist, and she posts these little pictures with little kind of handwritten looking notes.
Nice.
So the book is a collection of those.
Oh, lovely.
So it's really like lovely, affirming, powerful words to kind of, you can start your day with it, just look at one every day.
Yeah.
And then mixed in throughout, she also has some kind of double page spreads where she'll dive into a bit more detail about different ways to think about things. I think it could be a life-changing book.
really like giving gifts that are sort of ongoing as well. So you saying you can like read one a day and things like that. Like I love stuff like that where you can, as the year goes by and as you get more familiar with things, you can return to these notes that might be for a different situation you might be in.
You might have favourite notes that you go back to.
Oh, that sounds like a great gift.
Just lovely.
So another sort of revisiting for me is A Poet for Every Day of the Year, edited by Ali Aziri. I have previously read and loved A Poem for Every Winter Day, A Poem for Every Autumn Day, and the big collection of the year. But this is a different poet. And like I've just said about the note chain, the notebook, like having something that you can go to every single day is so lovely, and such a nice way to maybe start the day or end the day. And these are just beautiful gifts. I've actually bought a poem for every night for David's mum before in the past. So
lovely.
this is perfect.
Yeah, like you say, it's a present that lasts the whole year.
Yeah, it keeps on going. Keeps on giving.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that it's a different poet as well, because that means you've got like a whole different range of different themes of poems going throughout. So lovely.
Yeah, it's such a fun way to expand. I don't feel like I know that many different poets, and then by the end of the year knowing 365
more
different poets. Yeah, fantastic. And then for another life-changing book, I would recommend Joy at Work by Marie Kondo.
Nice.
So we all know Marie Kondo, the life-changing magic of tidying up. This is the same principle about making an environment that sparks joy for you, but set at work. And it does also include the virtual workplace.
That's so helpful as well, because so many people are now working from home. That's going to be really, really helpful for people.
Our work lives have changed unrecognisably for a lot of people over the last 2 years. Even if you're still going into the office, things are different for most people. Yeah. And so having a book that kind of shows you how to make that space back into something that brings joy to you, really, really helpful.
Very helpful.
And Marie Kondo is just delightful. Oh, sweet lady.
So next up, Cookbook. And I love to gift a cookbook. I also love to receive a cookbook.
Okay.
And this is Anthony from Queer Eye's new cookbook. So I already have his old cookbook, but this is and his new cookbook, which has twist on sort of like family classics and also like recipes for getting your friends over and things like that. And his recipes are, the food photography in it is beautiful, but his recipes are always really easy to follow and fun. And like you say, twists and things on different things. So I love cookbooks for Christmas. And again, it's a gift that keeps giving, because you just keep on making things like that the whole year round into the future. Wonderful.
And this one is called Let's Do Dinner.
Let's do dinner. So and dinner is my favourite meal.
Yeah.
It's the best.
And you can say to people, let's do dinner, and then you can cook them something
out of Let's Do Dinner.
Yeah. Okay, next I'm going to recommend a children's book, which is Marcus Rashford's book, You Are a Champion.
I'm hyped for this.
Yeah. So this is non-fiction. So Marcus Rashford is just amazing. I'm such a huge fan of him. I just think he's, for someone so young, he's just amazing and such a genuinely good person. So this book, You Are a Champion, is a non-fiction book for children, all about how to help you be the best that you can be. So it tells his
Just
story.
When you think he's done enough for everybody, he brings out a book telling you how to be a champion.
He just, absolutely, he is a champion, and you can be too with his book. So it's just a really inspiring book for young people to know that they can get where they want to go.
And young people love him. So this is going to be like something that they're going to see him on the front cover because he's on the front cover. And they're going to think, I want to read that because I love Marcus Rashford. So great book. And then lastly, children's book by Lenny Henry, National Treasure Lenny Henry, The Boy with Wings. And this book looks super fun. It's also got a comic book aspect to it, so I think it's going to appeal to all sorts of readers. So even if like somebody's not more of a confident reader, maybe the parents could read the wordy bits with and then look at the comic book bits for them. And it just looks amazing. It's got superpowers in, which I really, really am into. And I just think it's going to be a big crowd pleaser for the youngsters this year.
Absolutely. And it's about a kid who's being bullied and then has this incredible adventure.
Overcoming stuff I'm into as well.
Just lovely.
Really nice.
And then one more from me as well. Well, actually this one's kind of a double whammy. So I'm going to talk about Journey to the River Sea by Ava Ibbotson. There are 2 new editions that I want to tell you about. So firstly, we mentioned earlier Macmillan Collectors Libraries. There is a new Macmillan Collectors Library edition of Journey to the River Sea. There is also a beautiful 20th anniversary edition for younger readers, or for anyone really. The birds loved that one. It's great fun. I read it at school. It's an adventure. It's funny. It's exciting. It's got eccentric characters. Great setting. Yeah, absolutely. So amazing. Whichever edition appeals to you
Both are beautiful.
Both are beautiful.
Lovely.
So that is our gift guide, Christmas 2021.
I've got a few ideas from that, Emma.
Absolutely, I'm pleased. And we've both got a whole new present. Now I'm going to go and do quizzes the whole way home.
And I'm going to go and read this lovely book and relive all of my favourite Christmassy poems. Thank you so much. And Merry Christmas!
If you've got any suggestions for good books to buy for Christmas, do put them in the comments below. I will link here to last year's Christmas gift guide if you want to go back and get even more suggestions. And I'll see you next time. Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!